Bonaduce, life coach. Danny Bonaduce, life coach.
That's right. It is time for the Life Coach. You need to call me up right now so we can chat. 1-800-252-1025. Also, happily taking your emails at lifecoach@KZOK.com. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. I think we should start this off with Linda in Lacey. Good morning, Linda. How are you?
Pretty good. Nice to talk to you. I was a fan of the Partridge Family.
Well, thank you. So was I. So what can I do for you?
Well, there's a guy that I'm interested in, but it's kind of a workplace scenario. I deliver the business where he works at. So how do I let him know I'm interested without getting in trouble for sexual harassment?
The likelihood of you getting in trouble, I would say, don't go up and grab his butt, and you'll be okay for the sexual harassment thing. But here's the thing. Is he a grown man, Linda?
Yes.
And you're a grown woman?
Yes.
And you like him?
Yes.
I'm doing the math here. Do you think he likes you?
He acts like he's interested, but I'm not. Not
of course you're not sure, because it's so embarrassing and so weird to go up to a guy. Here's the thing, and maybe this will change your approach. I guarantee you that he's interested. The math just works out. The fact that you're interested in him and you think, and I always say this about all sorts of stuff, where there's smoke, there's fire. The fact that you think he might be interested in you means, to me, he is. That you are just probably right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to, if he really enjoys sports, you can ask him for a drink specifically at a sports bar, because I think asking him to go to a game is too far. This is just beginning. But, if you know he goes and has a beer every now and again, ask him to go and have a beer. It's nice and easy. The thing that makes it difficult is the uncertainty of how he's going to respond, and I'm hoping to take that out of you, the equation, by letting you know this guy's totally hip to it. When you say, do you want to go have a beer sometime? He's going to say yes. The fact that you think he's into you is because you're right. Hey, thanks for the call, Linda. I really appreciate it.
800-252-1025. Make the call now to speak with Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Remember, call yourself Steve or Becky. If you would like to change your name, you can. Dave in Seattle, you're on with Danny Bonaduce.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, okay. So my son moved in with me after about 14 years of living with his mother. Mm-hmm. And I've been married with my wife that I'm with now for almost that whole time.
Right.
And it's kind of causing problems with me and my wife, or not kind of, it is. And so I'm just wondering, my son's not doing much. He's not like, I don't know. There's a lot of the kids these days aren't like the kids growing up in the era we did.
So are you saying he doesn't have hobbies? He's not busting around with friends on skateboards? What do you mean?
Yes, that's it. He just doesn't. He doesn't do a whole lot of anything.
Yeah, my son too, man. My son too. It's weird because you and I'm guessing, grew up around the same time, man. The second school was over, you were out, so your parents made you come home, and if you stayed a little longer, you got in trouble, but it was worth it to be outdoors playing around with your friends. So I always think it's concerning to a parent when, they're not replicating what you used to do. They don't look like you. They don't remind you of you. So now it's causing problems with your current wife, and who you've been married to for almost the whole 14 years that he was with his mother. Is there any way that your son thinks that your wife was responsible for your divorce?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
Oh, okay, good. I thought I was going on to something there. Okay, so what kind of trouble does he give your wife?
Well, it's not really that he does anything like so wrong as much as he just doesn't do much of anything, and that bothers her, and so it causes it. She likes him, but she's just not real nice to him, and I'm trying to stick up for him because he's my son. But on the other hand, she's my wife.
Okay, you know what? If he's not doing anything wrong, I'd say let's be careful if we were treating him poorly. But, if everybody agrees he should be motivated, why don't you? He's 16. I think this is feasible and reasonable. Why don't you charge him a very small rent, whether it's for food or a stipend for electricity, a tiny little thing, but he's going to have to go out and get some kind of menial job to meet it. Now, he could go out and get a great job, which would make both you and I very happy, but I don't think your son's going to do that right now. But he could go get a part-time shift at Starbucks to pay for his own food, and you'll take care of everything else because you're his dad. And by the way, I'll tell you something. I'm not going to go into great detail here, but I'm an ordained minister, and so therefore I've had to marry a lot of people, or it's been my pleasure to marry a lot of people. And if you look at that part of the Bible, you'll see where you grow away from being one family and grow to another. And you're the family with the wife now. She's got to come first. This family unit's got to come first. So I want your son to go out and get a job. And I'm not busting his ass with a 40-hour work week. I'm not. Like I said, a part-time shift at Starbucks or anything that looks like it. But he needs to get a job to pay for something in his house so everybody gets motivated. Good luck there, Dave.
800-252-1025. You can call that number right now to speak with Danny Bonaduce, life coach, about any kind of problem you have. Make the call. He will help you. You can also email lifecoach@KZOK.com. That is available 24/7. Amy in Seattle has sent an email. I'm dating a guy I really like, but there's one problem. He's very insecure. He can't stand that I'm friends with some of my exes. He hates it if I give any attention to male friends. He's even stormed out of a date after he learned I'd had lunch with a male friend. I like this guy, but I'm on eggshells wondering what I'll do to upset him next. Could he be on to something? Am I too close with my male friends, or is he just insecure and we're doomed?
Man, what's this young lady's name again?
Her name is Amy.
Amy, I was completely on to what you should do and what's going on. And then you said, is it possible he's right? That's going back to the if there's smoke, there's fire. I now absolutely believe he's right because you believe it. If you know your intentions, like I could go out to lunch and dinner with Sarah all day and night. Our relationships, the parameters of our relationship are pretty much set. Even I'll just take the muscle on this one. Even if I had other feelings in the back of my head, it's Sarah. That's the relation. There's no question. The fact that you have a question about some of your male friends screams volumes to me because I was going to tell you to get away from this guy. It's nothing but trouble. It doesn't end well. Those kind of crazy jealousies. It's terrible. And I still believe it's really bad. And on that surface, you need to get away from him. The fact that you can't tell me for sure that you're not overly flirting with your male friends is trouble. So here's what I smell. Either way, this relationship is doomed. Sorry, I just don't see it. If he's that crazy jealous, break up with him. If you're actually flirting with some of your old friends, break up with them. But either way, break up with them.
800-252-1025. That's the number for Danny Bonaduce, life coach. There's still time to get your call in and change your name if you need to. Faith in Sumner, you're on with Danny.
Hiya, Faith.
Hello, Danny.
How are you?
I'm doing all right.
What can I do for you?
Well, I'm transitioning from male to female.
Right.
I'm a truck driver, and starting today, I'm going to be training new truck drivers. Some of my friends think I should tell them right off the bat what I am. Some says I should let them figure it out on their own if they can.
Okay. Is that your question, whether you should tell them or not?
Yes.
All right, let me ask you this. When I say how do you look, I don't mean good or bad. I don't mean, but I do mean, are you wearing wigs? Have you grown your hair out long? Have you started to take hormones? Do you have any breasts?
Yes. I've been transitioning for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
I have triple D breasts.
You have triple D breasts?
Yes.
Damn, you don't fool around when you go, do you?
Blessing of genetics.
Okay, oh, it's genetic. Why, did your dad have double Ds? So here's the thing, Faith. I think it's so all over the newspaper. 3 years ago, I didn't know anyone transitioning. I now know 2 people transitioning. I guess everybody's getting a little more comfortable. The level of discomfort is not your issue. It's anybody else's issue. So here's my recommendation to you, Faith, and that is that you get it out of the way fairly quickly because they're going to be staring. They're going to stare at your breasts. They're going to stare full on. Here's what I have done, certainly. They're going to stare at your Adam's apple looking for a giveaway. And I say break that tension right away. And I don't know what the joke is or what you say, but real lightly, okay, don't do this one, but it's the only thing I can think of right now. So say you're showing the truck drivers how to drive, and you grab the stick shift, and you say, I remember when I used to have one of these. That's not really what you'd say, but then you want to say, I'm transitioning like right now. I'm pretty far along. So anyway, boom, if you can think of a little light joke, certainly not as offensive as the one I just made, a little light joke to bring it up right away so nobody's guessing. Everybody knows stuff, and everybody can concentrate on how do you drive a truck. So tell them right away, buddy. Thanks, Faith.
You're listening to Danny Bonaduce, life coach. He takes your calls at 800-252-1025 or email lifecoach@KZOK.com. Got an email from Nate in Seattle who asked the life coach, My coworker, who is at the same career level and has the same qualifications as I do, is making nearly 20% more than I am. If we both perform the same tasks and have the same educational background and qualifications, can I approach my boss about getting paid more, or will it just backfire on me?
Well, you know what? It's really weird. I believe everybody around here and every job that I've ever had in the last decade and a half, there isn't a big backfire on you. Your boss can't fire you for thinking you deserve more money. So go on in. But by the way, is the gender the same on these two people at the office?
He doesn't say.
Okay, because they're, it could be a gender thing, but it doesn't sound like it to me. I think you go in, and if you can prove, without bringing in reams of work, don't make your boss do more work to see that you have a valid argument. You go in and you tell your boss, hey, man, I put in these many hours, and I work this hard, and here's the revenue that we generate because of what I do, and I really feel that I deserve more money, and I don't think you need to bring the other person into it unless you don't get what you want. But if you think your company has a little extra money lying around, you'll get it. I've been saying it's been a theme all morning for Life Coach. If you think it's right, there's a really good chance you're right. You're not a weirdo. You're not crazy. If you think you should be paid more, your boss probably knows it, and he's going, damn, I hope he doesn't come in because I'll have to give him the money. So go in, be polite, and here's the big part. There is no getting backfired. You're fine.
You still have time to call 800-252-1025 if you have a question and need the help of Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Cindy in Seattle sent an email. I'm very attracted to a guy I met in college. We've been friends for the past several years, but I want more. We've both had other relationships and have been cool with that, but the more I think about it, I think he's the one. He tells me he doesn't want to have adult relations with me because he's afraid it'll ruin our friendship. Do you agree? Do you think there's any hope for me to be with him?
I do. I think there's, did you say Cindy?
Cindy.
I do think there's hope for you to be with him, but I got to tell you something. And any guy or anybody who would like to comment on it all, feel free to. I don't believe a guy that says to a girl that is attractive, I don't want to have sex because blank. It's less, I don't want to have sex because my brain is on a thin line on my stem cell and I don't want to die. Aside from that, every guy all boys want to have sex with you. So I don't know what this guy's game is, but I don't love it. So it's up to you to hang in. But do I have any chance? Yes. And my guess on this is, whatever game he is playing by saying, I don't want to have sex right now because I don't want to be better friends, he's just playing it into the relationship that he wants. So later on, he can say, remember how I made you wait? And then he's going to win fights with that this relationship was your idea and you came on by gangbusters. It is my opinion that he's emotionally lying to you and that he wants you. And I would say, play it completely cool and normal like you have been. Step up your game a little bit and you'll be a couple within 3 months. And that's a bet I will absolutely take. You'll be a couple with this cat within 3 months.
It's Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Any kind of problem you're going through, he's probably been through it or can at least help figure out how to get you through it. Jeff and Lacey, you're on with the Life Coach.
Oh, yeah, Jeff. Jeff?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I got a girlfriend that moving on, and she doesn't have a place to take all of her property. She says throw the property away. And I'm just wanting to check my legal rights. I mean, can I do that? I mean,
well, can you do what?
Dispose of the property. She's got a whole storage room of clothes and junk and stuff.
And it's in your storage room?
Yes, it's my storage room.
If you want a better legal, and you know what, I'm not a lawyer, but I play one on TV, I would get your stuff out of the storage unit and immediately stop paying rent on it. Now that's her stuff in her storage unit. You have nothing to do with it. You can go get another one. You don't have to take the stuff home. Rent the storage unit next door and get your stuff out of there and in the new one and immediately stop paying rent and walk into the manager's office and let him know, hey, I'm not paying rent on this that second. If she wants her stuff, if she doesn't pay it, feel free to go get her stuff because we don't need it. But that is your absolute answer, Jeff. Get another storage room and don't pay her rent. They'll throw her stuff out on the street. All righty. Good luck, everybody. Some great phone calls today. Everybody's emotionally rocking and rolling. That's all the time for our Life Coach that we have today. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.